how are you going to be a victim and say that we're degrading women when you just said men are trash? You just degraded men.
Exactly.
I thought that was you.
Yeah. No, I ain't said shit. Y'all don't let me talk.
Wait, what happened to all the intelligence and knowledge? You're kissing and meowing and you're making no sense, and then you feel confident in doing that and sounding like a retard.
I'm sorry that my meowing offended you.
Now, to apologize for meowing, Sneako's gonna kill the pussy 9 times.
Absolutely
Let's
not.
go.
Absolutely not.
Men are better at everything compared to women, and women need to hear this. And you can find me at thatnigga.com.
Zherka, are you too emotional?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Like, I'm super jealous and clingy, and sometimes I'm even abusive. Yeah.
Abusive? Wait, hold on. You said you're...
He didn't mean that. Allegedly.
All right, we want a balloon back.
Wait.
Are you high on coke right now?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay.
But every other show I've been on.
Are you high on anything right now?
No, I swear I just woke up, and I'm down to get drunk. Do you guys want to get drunk with me?
After this, we're going to club,
And yeah.
After this.
When I say I'm physically abusive, I mean, like, let's say you're my girlfriend, I pinch. Like, I don't actually hit the girl, but I'll pinch you, you know?
But like flirting or like I'm angry?
No, I'm angry.
All right. That's interesting.
Listen to that.
And being jealous is part of who you are because you don't want her with another man, Saltine.
You'll never see me more horny than when I walk into a party and they go, oh, it's the sexist guy from the internet. And I start smiling because all the men get happy. They go, John's getting no pussy. Why am I surrounded as the most polarizing guy? And then they go, dude, it's been 30 minutes. The girls are still arguing with him. It's been 2 hours.
They want
he's picking and choosing those 5 girls.
Yep.
Wait a minute. We haven't talked to the girls for 2 hours because the sexist guy came in. My dude, I was never sexist because I hated women. I became sexist because it gives me all of them. I want all of them. I want your wife sucking me off. Bro, when I wake up in the morning, I go, I love women. Oh, wait. I'm not getting laid. Fuck you, bitch. And they start sucking dick.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, people actually they think he's being sexist as a meme. If there was no cameras, money, YouTube, I still want my dick sucked. I'm going to be sexist. You really think, how many times you're at the club, you get cucked? You're not getting cucked by a nice guy. No. He's got tats.
Yep.
He's telling her she's a whore. Like, bro, I want to be that guy.
It's a bad boy. It's
always a bad boy, yeah. And remember the act of sex. Remember this, the act of sex. Think of it in your head. Is it toxic or is it politically correct? Bro, it looks like a genocide.
It's always toxic.
Heterosexual sex looks like a snake sinking its fucking fangs into a rat.
It's pretty fucked up.
It's one-sided and the man is really winning. Stop winning, bro. Win-win. He's beating the shit out that pussy. It's very one-sided. When you think of how toxic the act of sex is, what is the act of sex? It triggers arousal. If the act of sex is toxic, why is your flirting politically correct? By the way, shout out Fresh and Fit. I got Myron to I convinced him that Jackson Duke got. You interrupt me one more fucking time. I'm in rare form. I had a lot of sleep. I've been drinking. I never drink. And I have cocaine to make me horny because when I'm not horny, it's not funny. Bitch, just fucking interrupt me one more fucking time.
Shut the fuck up.
One more fucking time, I dare you, bitch.
I'll bite you, bitch.
Claire, you are a teenager. You're 18?
I'll bite you.
That's
After
why we
19
get along.
in 2 months.
You know what's crazy? Even before I did pedo memes, I look at my history. All of the girls who's always loved me have been teenagers. When I was 24, 25, 28 years old, it's always been these ones that love me the most. 18. You're the youngest here, right? You don't really look like the youngest.
Wait, what's the point of going? When do you turn 19?
Oh, which one's younger? Which should I did go?
December 28?
That's why he posted December 28. Oh, okay, so you're...
I'm gonna break the law. I'm gonna do things that other streamers don't. I'm gonna literally molest people and break the law. No one, you think Logan Paul has done that? No one has ever broken the law. No consent. I scare on my good looks. Don't call the cops, I'm just being a Chad. And shout out the camera. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking, bitch. Shut the fuck up. I'll break the law. I'll break the law. Back the fuck up, bitch. I'll break the
Kick him. Kick. Kick, fight, Claire. Kick him, fight.
This is a mating ritual.
Wait,
Back up!
you fucking.
Yo, she bit me with that chlamydia shit. She bit me with that chlamydia. Grab against the will. Press X button to grab against the will, Chuck. Yeah. Look how horny they get. They love being hunted. Apologize to my chat. Apologize to my chat. Apologize. I said apologize, you fucking bitch. Yeah, Zherka streams are more intense, McKinley. The grabbing is here.
All right, everybody, give a proud welcome to the greatest entertainer alive, John Zherka.
That was actually fire. That was kind of fire.
Yeah,
there we go.
Dateline NBC, let's go. And you know why I love Andrew Tate?
They sheltered me, but we have that in common. I was
They're
also
Christians.
Catholic.
Base, let's go. The only
man.
true Christian.
I'm uncircumcised.
I didn't ask.
I know.
I love cuddling that fucking
You do.
bitch.
You do.
I love cuddling, even if I barely know her, but she's cool.
Right. Cuddling is nice.
But the highest level game I ever was taught was that the most attractive thing a woman can see is one, you pulling your jeans up after you fucked her and leaving, or two, she wakes up and thinks it's a dream because you're not there anymore.
Wow.
You always get the text.
Wow.
But if she sees you there in the morning,
Right.
there's an unemployed energy around you.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now that I never thought of it that way, but that's
so
kind of
true.
genius. Because if she leaves, sorry, if you leave, you are going to get the
How are
text.
you understanding it? Because you and I can kind of do both and get away with.
Yeah, we can do both.
So how are
yes.
you? He's
But
like, wow, that's so profound.
Because
we
there's
can
been-
cuddle all day. Let's
Yeah,
fucking
we
go.
can cuddle all
Not
day.
us as homosexual.
What is your
Honestly.
religion?
Oh, I just converted to
Christian.
Christ ever since this prayer to pop off word.
Hell yeah, man. So
Amen,
you
man.
respect a Catholic, though?
I do
myself?
respect the Catholic. Well, that's what I converted to Catholic
Oh,
just
fuck yeah.
a month, 2 months ago.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's and that was the darkest phase of my life where I wanted to myself. And I tried 1 month as a Christian, and I don't talk about that month because I hated Jesus that month. And then the second month, everything worked out.
Let's talk about a little bit about God then. Let's talk about your when you converted to Christ. How was that? What was that like?
It's probably the most satanic story of coming to God. Like, I obsessed over power on the streets so I could have some KO power and like, what drugs do I take to be a better fighter? I obsess over power. Women get me the drug dealers who get me the more wholesale drugs, which get me a bigger profit, and my bottom line goes up, and I make more money, which means I have a better life. Obsessing over, I need women, I need this, power. When I got into politics, it was because I was getting canceled online, just popped off. I was always into politics, but not in the rabbit holes that deep. And I'm like, oh, look, the ruling class, like there's not that many things to watch on earth. Maybe a fucking Mike Tyson fighter.
Yeah.
They see you. Not that they're interested, but you can, if you're on the internet, they can see you. You get a couple million views. So I start panicking. I'm like, who rules me? I obsessed over the Federal Reserve and the Treasury, and it's like they can print as much money as they want. I had no
kind of own
idea.
us, yeah.
And I was like, why do Democrats and Republicans disagree on everything?
Right.
But they always agree on foreign wars.
Yep.
I was like, what the fuck? Isn't that
we
the
need it.
biggest one?
That
That is the
true.
biggest part of politics. Why the fuck do they agree on the biggest chunk?
We got to go and fight some war, bro. Some
Even you
fucked
see,
up war.
AOC is like, yo, go to Ukraine. And
Right.
I was
It's like,
like,
come
what
on,
the
bro.
fuck? AOC, the fucking pacifist
I wish,
hippie.
dude, it'd be kind
It's always about making money.
Imagine
too, bro.
you and AOC on a
That's
stream.
completely wrong.
No?
That is completely wrong.
Like
Say
the
that
oil-
again.
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
Wars are not about making money, bro.
Zero.
You don't
Really?
think so? Like the ones that had to do with like oil.
All right, tell me
and
what
shit.
are the wars for then?
Nothing in this world is about capitalism. Capitalism is for us. The ruling class, none of it is about profit. They can print as much debt as they want. They can print. When they found out, hey, the nobles and the ruling class families, they're going to wait in line at airports with us because we're starting to pop off after World War II, and we're boosting our economy and stuff. They said, drive them into debt. We're not in the same class as them. So they drove us into debt, so we can't take flights every weekend to go Vegas and stuff like that. Because, bro, there was a time in America where everyone was fucking killing it. And, dude, everything they do is from printed money, meaning they can print as much as they want, infinite. If he has $5 billion as a nice guy and I have $1 billion, who has more money? Boom! I fucking kill you, bitch. I have more money. The violent guy steals it. Who calls the cops?
That's what it is?
Who the fuck calls the cops on a billionaire? Nobody. That's a billionaire. They have their island for their kids. The violent guy gets the money. You have $5 billion. I have $1 billion.
So that's
if
what
you're
it's
nice,
about.
you're dead. He doesn't have 1,000 fucking lawyers for lawsuits. He's 1,000 bodyguards too. And even if it's a correct business, if you're a billionaire, it means you're like, I don't want to like get killed, but you're offing 1,000 people a year easily that are trying to get you from this guy. It's a rule by evil. At the top, it's not about who has the most money because that guy gets his fucking head cut off by people like the old me.
I see what you're
the
saying.
cheaters. I'm telling you, it's not about profit. It's a top-down control system. They don't give us Harry Potter because we love that book. It's not that good of a book, bro. They give it to us for certain reasons. They give cuties and this pedophilia shit. They push it on us.
Jurassic
So it's all
Park.
just
You really think
influence.
that? You remember cuties on Netflix?
Yeah, I remember
Was
Cuties
that
on
for
Netflix.
profit? You think that makes the most profit? I mean, you can make that argument that there's a lot of pedos, but really,
Just to push.
they don't
push.
push.
A narrative.
Let me tell you something. If I made a movie with James Cameron's budget on Avatar,
Yeah.
bro, give me that blue movie, Avatar.
Yeah.
Give me that fucking budget. Was it 100 billion?
Something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it was. Let's say 100 billion. Let's make it funny.
The fuck?
Dude, give me that budget and let me do the 7-headed dragon in Revelations of the Bible, and I will give you the highest viewed movie on earth because one sentence in the Bible inspires millions to be Christians. Imagine a visual movie. They're not allowed to do it in LA. It's illegal. The furthest they'll go is Mel Gibson whipping a Jewish guy, right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
And that movie sucks, bro. That movie, there's no divinity in that movie. That doesn't inspire you. It's like a psychological operation. But there's a reason, bro. Nothing is about profit. That Hassan Piker opinion, which even right wingers, yeah, it's all about money. It's not all about money. If I can fucking jack it, I'll take his shit.
So what? It's just.
So
it's
so
just
tell
about
us. So
power.
when we're going to war with Ukraine, what's the war in Ukraine about in your opinion? Then
Again, Andrew Tate and all these guys who talk about power, they're all working together. They're all in on it. It's all no. Who's at the top? Psychopaths that rape and murder people and each other's wives. They act like mafia bosses. Let's say we're the
just truly evil.
Let's say we're the
is what it
elites.
is.
We're the evil guys, right?
let's say we're the elites. Yeah.
All year we work together and do phony wars and stuff like that and all that. But how did we get to the top? By being the most deviant.
I mean, America has been. We've been murdering.
But I'm saying, let's say even if we weren't Americans, let's say we were from let's say we're a ruling class, but we live on some Epstein Island. How did you and I become billionaire elites? We're the most deviant. We've
been deviant.
We're
We've been
cutting
stealing-
the most throats.
We've been taking money out of other people's pockets
Yeah.
and putting it in our own.
Well, no,
So-
no, I don't care about that part. I care about the part where you and I, we see, oh, he's a billionaire too. He's soft. Let's fucking cut his throat. And when a billionaire cuts another billionaire's throat with his team, do you really think the cops answer that call? Let me tell you something about the police. The head sheriff is a fucking Mason every time. But forget all that. Did you know that when I was head doorman, I swear to God, every time the police came in to check in on the murderers in my nightclubs, they took 45 minutes talking to the head doorman. Why? To give enough time for everyone with a murder felony in the VIP section to leave the back door through the dirty club owner. They have a system, and it's not that the police are like corrupt and evil. It's that these guys drive by the police officers' houses every morning when they're playing frisbee with their kids, and they literally say hi to them. The murderers that are fucking with
They got 'em in their
scare the
pocket.
fuck out of these
They
cops.
got 'em in their pocket,
Yeah,
yeah.
so when people say that cops are just evil, bro, when you work in clubs and you have enough status to where you see that the evil side of things, my dude, it's not about money. literally, I would look at my shoe. When the violent, evil man walks in, that was my boss when I was a drug dealer, I'd look at my shoes. Everyone looked at their shoes because that guy was capable. And they're always the types that don't hire someone. Everyone's in the room, I'll do it myself. Imagine the boss at your corporation fucking strangling someone to death, doing it himself just to prove a point. Putin, all of them, Putin, boom, he will cut someone down.
What do you think Putin has done in his life?
Putin and those KGB guys, right? Whether good or bad, whatever you think, he will cut someone down, a security officer he doesn't trust, in front of all the security detail, as in, after you get past my guards, I'm the last threat. Nobody want to fuck with someone. He's on an interview saying, handle security detail, you choose the team. You know what he's saying in that interview? Putin's saying, really, do everything yourself. As in, if you want a violent security team that you can trust, you have to be the wolf that's the most violent.
Yeah,
who do you think is at the top? You think Bill Gates is just a nice guy? And what's crazy is,
be cutthroat.
What's crazy is, dude, good people don't become billionaires. They just don't have it in them. Good people really care about kids.
How many
bro.
people has Zuckerberg killed in your opinion?
I don't know. I don't know much about Zuckerberg, but I know that go look into any billionaire.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're plants that are put in that position that don't know anything about their craft. Like, do you really think Mark Zuckerberg knows the most about Facebook out of the 1,000 people that are there
That run it?
No,
I think that there's a guy, there's somebody under him that probably helped him get to where he was. He developed kind of like, he knew that it should have been something for dating, sort of, you know, it was kind of like a dating site. And
well, no, let's be honest. When we say the internet made us the most free, we can go to this community, right wing, left wing, we could be, dude, the internet is the easiest way to spy on the public. This is clearly the greatest digital tool.
Oh,
it's unbelievable.
Here's Hassan Piker's left-wing crowd. Here's
everything.
Zherka's right-wing crowd. They literally see every move you make. In the old days, they'd be like, yo, where is the town folk?
So true.
Oh, the town folk are in a barn with pitchforks. It only takes 2,000.
It was developed.
It only takes 2,000 to 3,000 fucking pitchfork people. 2,000 people. 3,000 people. That's all it takes to start a fucking revolution.
Yeah.
Dude, billionaires who have everything on earth. Dude, we got like 2,000 followers is easy for us. If you have a cult like 2,000, you can start a revolution and everyone's mind flips as soon as the revolution starts. But man, that's exactly why they pepper spray us when we have 500 people at a protest. That's why they get so afraid. People are like, the elites are they're so invincible. It takes 2,000 radicals to inspire the whole nation to say, fuck this shit, we're flipping this. And that's why it's such a bloody like revolution every single time. But that's why elites, when people say like, dude, they're too powerful, they're not afraid of us. Bro, you get 100 God-fearing protesters that are like for God, they literally start sweating because it happens within a night. Look at January 6th. That shit happens in a night.
Yeah, that was
think
crazy.
That, the Capitol storming, you think a lot of it was like government plans? You know? Yeah,
100%.
I don't think it was all true.
I don't know
Trump
much about the
fans.
conspiracy theories
99%
about
yeah.
that, but you think it was
I
a
think
lot of
a
government?
lot.
There's a lot of footage
There are a
that
lot
you can
of
look at. I'm not
feds,
trying to hurt your
man.
channel.
It
though.
seemed I see what you're saying. Yeah, it seems. Look, there was some crazy shit. Just even the fact that
I mean,
the shaman,
they spent all year burning down left-wing cities.
Yeah.
And then they ignored all that and said mostly peaceful protests.
When we're
would
talking about
lay
the elite,
bricks
I know. What
out,
is your
bro, for the
opinion on
people.
the human trafficking and all that? For example, I've seen it firsthand recently.
You can tighten that microphone there too.
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand recently with this new movie, right? What's it called? It's
Barbie girl.
Oh, the Barbie too, but the one about the child trafficking.
Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
I didn't watch it yet.
I haven't watched it either, but but I can't believe that there's so much negative press about it at all. It's a
which
movie
side?
about like Rolling Stone has come out and said that it's a QAnon.
I don't know what it's about.
It's a true story
just
about
about-
a guy who like busts a child trafficking.
Oh
ring.
yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
So
yeah.
what do you think about when you think about the elites and all that? Where does trafficking come into it, and why is that something that is so kind of it's not in the mainstream? Like we're battling with people about being being trans, right? That's what we're arguing. But what about the kids that are getting trafficked and fucked all over the world? You know what I mean? Like
No,
why doesn't anybody care about those kids?
Yeah, the highest level of deviancy, because remember, like, as you're becoming a billionaire, you're becoming more deviant. And it's always through sexual perversion. Kay Griggs and Military from Shape, NATO, and it's all in my documentary. They scout for 14 to 16-year-old mercenaries in other countries that they bring to the U.S. For maybe they'll go to like Haiti or something. All right, I'm not going to say names, but certain foundations. But they scout for perversion, and I'm not going to hurt you guys go into detail, but they always look for a homosexual trait so they can wipe out the psyche through. There's a sex ritual they do with basically when you become a special operations soldier, Navy SEAL, Ranger, whatever. It's called like a cherry Marine, where they pop your cherry, they fuck you in the ass, and that's how. Yeah, and she talks about it, and she leaks all of it. And when it's a funny guy saying it, it sounds stupid. When you look at Kay Griggs, she's no funny lady.
Who is that?
She was married to this NATO kind of high-ranking. Anyways, it's going to be in my documentary, but there's so many YouTube clips of her, and she exposes how it always starts with hookers, right? The generals, they don't offer you money, but when you're going higher rank in the military, they're looking for certain traits of deviancy. You ever kill a squirrel? Because they want someone who gets the job done. And in special operations, you have to do two things. You have to have one cold kill, and it's usually a homeless guy. But the guys who are really talented will do a cold. I'm not CIA, but the guys who are really fucking intelligent in these special operations circles, and they're usually a lot younger than the others, they do a murder on a politician that the military general, that is, the guy who's ranking him on this mission, right, on this initiation test, this satanic initiation test, he kills one of the highest ranking politicians that the military general loves and supports, and the twisted general goes like this: we love that Republican candidate. You're that fucking vile. And they actually get impressed with the level of evil. As in, because if you take out that vacuum, there's going to be trouble for, like, let's say a 6-month period until the next kind of more politically charged media starts. The guy is really saying, I will find a different politician. I'll fix that problem. But you saw me kill the most protected dude in America. And so they go they're called rising stars. They go way higher ranking, right? But they reward it, even if it damages their political movement. You know how, like, military will be a little different, right? But it's funny, the left wing and right wing part of the military, they both agree on one thing: deviancy, homosexuality, murder. And it always starts with hookers getting the young boys drunk, and then they switch to men. And if you think what I'm saying sounds like crazy and stupid, you're an idiot. They've been doing this since Spartans. Spartans had young men that they fucked. Young boys they fought.
I heard about that.
And they said they fought harder in war because they loved their pedophile relationship with that boy. Wow. They've been doing this throughout all of human history. And what's crazy is when you do that much psychic damage on someone's ego, because they say a homosexual, and not to hurt your channel, but this is what they say: homosexual is when they get molested, their ego is wiped, so they become the best child soldier, just take orders. Whereas the straight guy goes, no, that's gay. Like he has more like boundaries. It's not actually them turning into homosexual, loving a man or any of that. It's literally bisexual, necrophilia with the dead body, BCI. It's everything sexual. What is that called when everything turns you on?
A degenerate.
There you go. Yeah. So
like
it's
incel.
Yeah. So I'm not really like, oh, it's the gay community and stuff. It's really what I'm saying is, when these young men are targeted to become rising stars, dude, these guys become fucking generals. And people are like, well, that means that every single general on earth in an effective Western military has been fucked in the ass and now is continuing that abuse on the younger ones. You're saying all of them? All of them. And this is probably where they kill me. If I was ever to get killed, it'll probably be this one. But it's all of them. It is all of them. And you'd never believe it because these guys sound identical to me, straight as fuck. Mm-hmm. They hate gays. That's the weird. They're like self-loathing, where they become werewolves one night. You know what I mean? But it is so mind-blowing how the Kay Griggs documentary, nobody's heard of it. Every conspiracy expert on the internet doesn't talk about it. Alex Jones, just me. But then I saw they start fucking the shit out of her lifestyle. They started taking her panties from her drawer, the military, because she's fucking with her husband would get very drunk. They're nihilists and obsessed with Nietzsche and God doesn't exist and killing someone is just like shaking someone's hand. Who gives a fuck? He would get drunk. And you know how there's always a spark of the soul, the ember? He'd start crying to her and saying, I killed this person, that. She would write it all down and she leaked everything. I think this is like in the 80s or 90s, right? And the most mind-blowing thing to me was it's always a sodomy ritual. And then when I started studying power, did you know MK Ultra mind control, that wasn't mastered in World War II like Joe Rogan and all these idiots tell you? Joe Rogan, we don't know much about the Egyptians. Do you know why we're not taught about the Egyptians? They're so mysterious. They're so... Look into... I read a book that no scholar could crack. And I'm not flexing for like clout or anything. Dude, I did this book on drugs. I did it drunk. I did it in my most wakeful solar state, my sleepiest lunar state, everything to understand this. And I finally cracked the code because it was all in allegory, poetry. This book is pretty much code for if you're intelligent enough to get it or if you're desperate enough to do drugs and, when I cracked the code of this book that was talking about serpents and this and staffs, it was the serpent that was actually the staff was a penis. And it was a rape ritual happening to two young boys who are about to become pharaoh. One is the spirit leader and the other becomes pharaoh. The spirit, they go into
What's the book?
Well, I'll say after, but they go in to a shrine and everyone in Egypt goes, they're going in. One is going into the heavens, rising into ether, what Plato talked about. And the other will come out as king. Do you know what happens in that shrine, in the darkness, that they say he has to suffer for 3 nights and be resurrected?
No.
Every single cleric, not politician, not king, not pharaoh or whatever, every cleric of their religion, this pagan star
What's a
worship
cleric? What's
pretty much these are priests of Egypt, right?
Yeah.
They're dark mages,
Yeah.
and they would have these esoteric, Masonic, Illuminati, whatever you guys want to call it, religions, right? Of sacrifice to babies and stuff. This young, let's say 12-year-old Aleister Crowley, black mage who talked about 11-year-old boy of highest intelligence is the best sacrifice, right? But they raped them first. Dude, in the dark shrine, when they go in, the boys go happy. They're like, oh my God, it's finally happening. We're finally being ordained this new title. One boy is torn apart by every cleric and R-worded to death while they cut his fucking hands off and force him to eat it. And they make it Halloweeny and more graphic on purpose, so there's more electricity, adrenaline, more soul coming out of the ritual. They have to invert it. They want to go against God, and the other boy has to watch the trauma. One dies. Nobody in Egypt knows that boy died because they believe the cleric, he rose into heaven through that shrine, right? Mm-hmm. That's what they believe, that one boy comes out, the other one is in the heavens. What? This is the most disgusting shit I've ever read. I showed it to my chat, 400 viewers. And I broke it down for them. And I said, man, I'm going to look crazy. No one's going to believe me that I deciphered this because it doesn't really make sense. 400 of my viewers, even the dumber guys, they all said, you barely had to explain it. Holy fuck. We know exactly what happened. It means I didn't have to explain it. When I showed them that piece of my documentary, which you can't even find this VOD, when I explained it, I didn't really have to, hey, this is what's happening. They just understood it. It hit them because I told them it's going to be dark. So I prepped them. Dude, since Egypt, World War II, look at any world war, any special operation, it's always a sodomy ritual in the anus and a sacrifice murder, Epstein Island style. And look at all the Hollywood stars. How many of them been molested in the anus?
I mean,
Is it 99%?
I'm bought in 100%.
I mean,
dude.
like, it seems. Look, being molested and being in Hollywood does seem like it's a common thing. That's
there's
one
something
thing.
that
We were
happens.
just talking about that.
And remember, when you get at a certain age, at a young age, how this works is it's not like a lot of people are like, oh, mind control. You got to like give him some LSD and do. No, dude, it's just trauma. It's just working with the devil.
Yeah.
All you have to do to psychically own someone as a slave is when that, I don't know if we can say the R word here.
Rape?
Yeah?
Yeah, you could say it, right? I mean, Austin, can we? You know more about YouTube. I mean, can we say rape?
R word. I'll say R word. I'll protect you.
Dino has a
No, you're
shirt
good.
that
You
says
say
rape.
rape.
Okay, when the
Well.
rape happens on a young boy with an older man, the more violent it is, the more control he has over that soul. But here's what happens. The boy can't register that his father, uncle, maybe agent, handler, whatever, he can't register the trauma of his protector doing absolute evil to them, the pain. Their mind goes into what Masons call Elysium, where they go to a happy place, where the rape starts feeling good
Yeah.
because the brain can't handle
That's what
the
happens.
trauma. And they snap into a dissociative state like this. When the boy is shattered, mind shattered right there in a dissociative state, that's when that military get up programming happens. And here's the weird thing. It gets repressed into the subconscious female lunar brain. Remember, men are the sun, active going. Women nurture the man. They're passive like the waves. So they're the subconscious when you're sleeping. Men are awake, right? Wakeful. It gets stored in the feminine brain, that rape ritual. And in 30 years, they don't even know what happened. They repressed it. They can get one phone call with that voice and trauma that triggers the 8-year-old ritual, or we'll say the rape. Ring, ring, ring. Get up! And they trigger into a dissociative state where they say, shoot up that place. And they literally go light the place up. That's exactly, I'm not CIA, but man, it's a
So
disgusting
you think like
shit I've
JFK's
figured out.
murder or something like that might have been?
Dude, look into every serial killer. It's always American serial killers
They
are
were molested.
always linked
To the government.
to deviant
No, deviant- when he
molesters
was
of the
molested.
military.
Yep. Oh, okay. I didn't
Ask
know.
my country, where are school shooters in third world countries? They don't exist.
I see those.
They
Wow.
don't fucking exist.
Wow, I didn't-
It's
yeah,
a
that's-
military neo-Rome program. I'm not CIA, but there's a reason why in third world countries, gangsters light each other up. Gangsters don't go into fucking kindergartens. That's disgusting and satanic. It only happens here
In the US?
and
No, no.
it only happens in political waves. But we're not going to get into that.
Wow, man. I mean, look,
Am I delivering?
you're
Yeah,
delivering.
amen.
Sometimes I think I'm killing it, and I go, "Wow." Have you ever?
No, this is.
Have you ever killed it?
I'll say you're being very entertaining on a podcast. By absolutely, man.
Yeah, because
You're
I
killing
knew you
it.
want to go to darker topics,
Sure.
less comedy, so I went there.